Right, well, where were we? Got 3 cities up. I just got Notre Dame, which gives me that plus 10 happiness. Which gives me a little more leeway in perhaps founding cities. The problem with founding cities is it makes social policies more expensive. But we already know that the Danes like this area. I really don't want them to come and be founding a city there. I could buy a couple of tiles and make it like less worth their while. But they might still just come for that luxury, which they don't have. What I could do is station some troops along the coast to prevent them from coming in, and then gradually this city will expand up there. That's what I'll do for now. They can't land in my territory, so I'll simply put troops on my own border. Let's put that one in the city. That one can go up there. And then he can't disembark without attacking me and thus declaring war, so that'll stop that little game. Okay, so we don't want to interrupt that. We don't want to get rid of that jungle. Library. We're going to need the library because we're going to start doing universities soon. And you have to have a library before you can build a university. I'm happy with him staying there, I think. Maybe... No, I think I get better visibility there. Right, fortify him again. So... what's the next priority? It's 860 AD. We're on our way to getting... What are we researching? Compass? I can't remember why I researched compass. I've already got fishing boats, work boats. Perhaps I wanted to go off and meet the other civilizations via astronomy, but I'm going to change it. I'm going to say, let's head to education first, start building universities. Fortify. And what can this worker do? That's going to grow in 7 turns. There's no other obvious improvements to be made at the moment anywhere. Except up there. And that worker can probably do that. I can buy this tile. And get me some extra production from the sheep. Pop a pasture on it. There's stuff I can chop down here. Which, because this city is still not being very productive, plus 13 is actually a really good bonus for chopping down woodland. Assuming it goes to that city, because there's not much around here. This might go to Busan. Difficult to tell which one that would go to. Still no sign of grabbing that sugar. I bet that barb camp has long ago disappeared. Okay. Put you on A for alert. You go and get me some whales. National Epic is now underway. Good, I'm working both the slots in the Writers Guild, so I should be getting some writers soon. Alert, please. Plantation. One turn until border growth. So let's put this one down there, and then it can move into either square, either grid tile for improving it. And it's that one. Then it'll be that one, probably then the one with the road on next, I would imagine. Then we'll probably start doing these ones around here. And then probably pushing out into these hills and woodlands. Right, you finished as well, have you? Okay. Well, there's no work for you to do, pal. Unless I buy a tile. Let's buy this tile. We can't. In that case, I'm just going to bring this worker back to the road so they can travel to wherever they need to next. Alert, please. Next unit, alert, please. And I'm going to pull that one back to there. That's the forest from the plantation. Ah, so we can clear some of this for Jeonju. Oh, we've got a great profit at last. Whoop-de-doo. We don't have marble, we don't have stone in this city, so the mausoleum, not great to build there. +9 gold, we could do with the market, we can always do with the market. Let's grab a market. And I want to get a cargo ship, actually, going to my new city as a priority to grow that. Okay, let's see what religion options we've got. Shinto, why not? Tithe is always a good one to pick, unless you're going to be aggressively spreading your faith, which takes a lot of effort, and I'm not that bothered by it. But +1 gold for every 4 followers, that's a nice gold boost. Right, what's left? Oh, we can get pagodas. They're like the best one. You get +2 faith, +2 culture, and +2 happiness per pagoda. Okay. Suddenly, I got an interest in building temples. How much do pagodas cost? Only 200 faith. So I'm actually going to start prioritizing getting a little bit of faith. That soldier finally found a way out. I'm tempted just to buy that tile to block him in. Deny the Danish the use of him. I can't afford it. I could buy that one and block him from coming back. I suppose they could actually send a settler up through there, couldn't they? Not in the 3 turns before I grow my border, though. So hopefully that'll be the one that grows. Right. You nothing to do, so fortify. Civil service is going to give us a nice big boost to food. And allows us to build Chichen Itza. But it's already been built by Askia. Unless that's a historical fact. Like real life historical fact, not the history of this game. Fortify that worker.
The only thing that...
Yeah, it's been built in the game is what it's telling me. Okay. Nothing more to do for him. And yeah, it's highlighting that one, but keeping that one selected. It's highlighting the square because it's finished. And I always think that means it's highlighted the unit. That's annoying. Right, okay, so we've got our city connection. We've got our borders connected now. Right, I'll bring you up there to chop that. You can go and chop that. There's a road there. And I don't want there to be a road there because it means I'll be paying maintenance on it. So I'm going to eliminate that road. 1 turn to border growth. Only 1 possible tile. So I'll put that on there, ready to start working it. And you... Now, we're going to go with production or food. Production will give us a quick win, getting that workshop up. But food gives us the longer game. Now let's just see, does anyone want a trade route? No. So I think I'm going to go food in there. Just double the amount of food. So we're going to start to see people getting born and working these tiles. And even though as a general rule I don't remove jungle, it might be worth doing it around here to get extra production. Right. Chop wood, please. Irrigate. You can go to there and chop some wood. Choppity choppity. Chop. That's Alt-C. I'm leaning against creating a 4th city up here now. There's no luxury resource. There's not much in the way of productivity. I'm just going to let my borders naturally grow until they get that land. Oh, it has chopped the wood. Okay, so... that's gone to Jeonju, which is good. That'll probably go to Seoul. But it gives the workers something to do. Keeps them happy. A great writer has been born. Let's talk about great writers. That disappeared because I pressed Alt-C again. And I'm going to bring this one down here and tell it to remove the road. That's going to be expanding either... Oh, well, there's 3 options, aren't there? If it's to the west, this worker can do it. If it's there, that worker can just... I'll just move the worker down just in case. Don't have to. Right, so we've got options with great writers. Embark, kill it. We're not interested in doing that. Sleep, do nothing, move. Then we can write a political treatise, which grants us a huge amount of culture. Big one-off boost to culture. We can also generate a great work. So if you're really in desperate need of a policy, political treatise, hurrah. I'm going to create a great work.
How sorrow
Now that has increased my culture per turn. And if we go up to here, to your culture, we'll cover these other screens later in the game. There's Seoul. It's got an amphitheatre, which has a slot for great writing, and we have filled that. And it is giving us +2 culture and +2 tourism. And those are vital in the culture wars. If you want to win a culture victory, you have to create so much tourism that your civilization spreads its culture to everybody else. And the way you defend against tourism is to have culture of your own. Great civilizations for culture are France and Brazil. Brazil are great. Brazil are great for culture. And I think there's a Pacific Island culture as well, which can build little statues along coastlines. And those are really powerful for culture. Not Korea's strong point. You can win a culture victory as Korea, probably not on the harder difficulties though. So that's a tile that's been created. We're going to get another great writer in 19 turns. Okie dokie. I want to start getting artists as well. We've got to start building universities. And then we can build Oxford University. And Oxford University gives us a free tech. And I want that to be in the Renaissance era. Astronomy would be useful to get anyway. But guilds is only 4 turns. Let's go for guilds first. Current tile improvement was the ruins of an old city, which I don't think adds anything. Okay, university. Busan is going to be our science city. That's where we built the National College, and that's because it's next to a mountain. And we can get plus 50% science with an observatory. Once we get the astronomy tech, we can build an observatory, which gives us plus 50% science. So it's best if you can to have your main science city next to a mountain. It's got to have high population as well, which is why I'm not going for Jeonju. Well, that wasn't settled at the time. I hadn't decided to settle it. But we're going to want a nice big population there as well, because population earns you science. Right. Still nobody really wants a trade route. So I'm just going to take the one without religious pressure. Oh, I'd be giving them pressure, but they'd be giving me pressure as well to spread the religion. What is their current religion? They're getting 36 pressure. So they're not going to be changing that. So I'm going to go for previous route, why not? And we're entering the mid-game kind of just keep churning along phase now. I've got my 3 main cities settled. I want to head towards universities, and I want to start exploring the oceans. Those are my next aims. University. If I get enough cash, I might be able to buy a university here, which will speed the process along with getting the Oxford University. I'd much rather have sugar. Okay, I'm not using horses. I'm not using iron. Fine. Policy adoption. We have not yet got into rationalism. This is a very valuable one. 50% of excess happiness added each turn to the amount of culture that we've spent on social policies, because social policies are what are the most important aspect of the game. That would also be useful, but it's a one-off. That's good if you're creating culture in more than one city, or even if you're producing a lot in your capital. The other one is plus happiness and -5 unhappiness. I'm okay for happiness at the moment. If I didn't have Notre Dame, I'd only go on +4, and I'd probably choose that. As it is, I'm going to go for that, because that is going to change from +33 to +40. Nice. And as that happiness increases, so will that culture. On the other hand, as the happiness decreases, the culture will go down. But it's a nice boost to have. And there's nowhere really for this worker to go that is particularly useful, so I'm just going to drag them down into the middle. That square is now ours. Choose research. Compass, so that we can get to astronomy quickly. And I'm just going to put that onto a road and fortify it. Jeonju is about to build the library. How much does it cost to buy a university? $5 more gold. Fine. That's what I'm going to do. Can build the shrine in the meantime. The next one that's going to come on this side is up there, so I'll just pop it up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the city can work it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the city here is working all the tiles it's ever going to be able to work to the west. So even if it gains more tiles out here, there's no point improving them unless it's for some sort of defensive structure. I'm just going to fortify these. Have all my units got the altitude training? No, they don't.
I find the great thing.
So now we ought to be able to buy that university. Great. Up here we want to queue up the Artists Guild. And a couple of caravans, because I want... Let's go for astronomy there. And then for our free tech... I don't want to waste my free tech on something silly, but perhaps I can get navigation. Yes, if I get astronomy, I'll hold on to get navigation from Oxford University. I'll just explore the other techs. Right, I am going to change the home city of that to Seoul. And I didn't know I already had a caravan down there, so I shall knock that off and ask for another cargo ship instead. What I'm going to do is have land caravans coming into Busan to give it more production, to speed up the building of Oxford University. Depending on how many turns it takes. Right, you are taking production to Busan. You're fortifying. So all workable tiles except the ones at sea are now within our borders. Somebody's grabbed that. I prefer luxury because +1 happiness now might give me extra culture. I don't want a work boat there. Nothing to see there, really, nothing to do. That can go and construct a mine. Yep, it's more like it. So it looks as if I'm leading in the tourism stakes at the moment. Somebody on the other continent. Oh, we're all equal, aren't we? Okay, we're all first equal. Choose production. Sea routes are much better than land routes, so unless you've got a very good reason, you don't really need a canvas, one of them. Oxford University only takes 7 turns. And we'll have astronomy in 5. Good. Right. That's a border city, so let's get some walls up. Let's get a granary up. Then a coliseum. But walls are important for defense. Right, I want to relocate that to Chongqing. And then have it take... Oh, I wanted to take foods to Busan to grow the population. Can't can't do that at this moment in time. So let's get 5 gold per turn in a land route instead. It will come back. It'll come back. I could have just fortified it and done it when the granary was built, but I may as well get that use out of it. Now, I've noticed that I can actually build these trading posts on these jungle slots, and it will give me +1 gold. If I hover, you can see trading post will give me +1 gold. And I may as well do that, because these cities will now be working all the most productive tiles, and look, they're starting to work the jungle tiles. So that's just free gold. So all these workers which are currently doing nothing are going to go off and build me trading posts, which is going to increase the amount of gold I get. And when I adopt the relevant social policy, I will also start to automatically get extra science. That is within range of that city, so it is workable. And those are as well. Great.
Joyfully to the breeze, royal Odysseus spread his sail. Whoever desires to found a state.
Great. So we've hit the Renaissance era. We're going to get navigation as our free tech. So let's pick up a simple one that we don't particularly mind having. Faith +8. Let's get some happiness going. And a barracks. High time we had a barracks. A workship that can go down and work the square. Work the tile that's going to be coming along for Jeonju. I'm a little bit worried about how outdated some of my military units are. I also want to bring them all down and make sure they all get the promotion for having been next to that mountain. But yeah, my military is looking weak. Nobody's particularly aggressive, but he's neutral, he's friendly, neutral. You can never tell though with Harold. If he covets my lands, Harold doesn't like to covet, he likes to have. Always check to see if anybody wants a trade route. Nobody does, so I'm going to go for the most gold with Mombasa. Did I create the Artist's Guild? I did. I need to populate that with workers. And the university. Now that's going to slow down my growth, but it is going to ramp up my science and my points towards great artists. And every city with a university should be working those slots for science, because it increases your science drastically. I'll see if anyone else has got a luxury. That's another reason to press ahead with getting ocean travel, is meeting the civs on the other continent. They might have other luxuries. Choose a free tech. Navigation, please. Which means I should now have ocean-going vessels. Maybe I did before, actually. So I'm going to pop a privateer at the top of the work list. So what gives you the when we got astronomy we got the turtle ship, but that can't enter deep ocean, so career is restricted until navigation from entering a deep ocean. So I didn't miss the caravels, I never got them. Alright, observatory please. We've got plus 87 science in this city. Plus 50% would be nice. What are we getting elsewhere? 69, 34. Good, good. Okay. I've got plenty of silk. I've got 4 silk, so I can still trade that to new civs that I meet. With a bit of luck, they won't have silk on their continent.
The press is the best instrument for enlightening the mind of man and improving him as a rational, moral, and social being.
Production plus 8. Can only build it in one city. Which is the best city to have an ironworks in? What's got the most production at the moment? 23, 12, 29. So the capital city has got the most production. I think I want to have it on a coastal city, because if I need to start churning out naval units, it'd be really useful. Oh, that's ready to go. And now it's going to start picking up sea tiles, which are at least workable. I should build a lighthouse. There's quite a lot going on in that build queue, isn't there? It all looks important. So, armory is useful, gives your thingies more, your units more XP when they're built. Oh, I can't build a trading post there, and I'm not going to build a plantation, because that removes the jungle, which is giving me plus 2 science, which I want. Plus 2 science is more valuable than plus 1 food. Right, now you lot can scurry back to your positions of blocking Harold. That was going to Genju with food per turn. I might knock it onto production. Because I'm worried about population growing too fast there at the moment. And I'd like to get the observatory up. Can we buy that pagoda yet? Not yet. We need another 49 faith. So I'm thinking actually a few more faith buildings would be good. It would also be good to spread the religion down to here. Oh dear. Oh dear. My obsolete units now looking to be a bit more of a problem than they were before. Okay. Time to upgrade as much as I can.